Hello? Can't follow that, but... No question? Back there?
On the red carpet, you were with a couple of other people earlier, including Jeff Garland, and we kept asking all about you, but really, how many people did it take to make this movie, and who would you really like to acknowledge that has so far gone completely unnoticed with this film?
Oh, well, it's hard to narrow that second part of that down, but it's about 250 people it takes to make one of these pictures. That's a lot of people, and they're all pretty essential. And as far as the unseen, what tends to happen is, well, I can't say one person. I can say my group of animators represent your cast of actors that are your invisible actors, your shy actors, and they are a huge part of the charm of WALL-E. And so I would say that they're definitely the undeclared.
What does this award mean to you after all the time that you spent creating this project?
Well, I mean, what's interesting is that on Nemo, it was so huge that I didn't think that would ever happen again. So it gave me sort of the courage to just go, well, then I'm going to make something really eccentric to my tastes that's will probably speak to a minority. And it's just ironic that that was probably the smartest thing I could have done as far as getting more acclaim and more attention. It was made out of such pure love of cinema, and it's just really fulfilling for me to see so many people like it for the same reasons I wanted to make it.
Over here.
Yeah.
Pixar seems to be making more and more films that are less maybe inherently targeted to children and more to like a broader audience.
Well, we've always done that. To be honest, I've written on from the beginning on,
right.
And every one of them I've never thought of I've never narrowed it to a demographic. I've just made what we want to see. And so every single one of these films has been just a reflection of who we are as filmmakers, and we're just immature enough that the kids seem to like it too. But there's honestly been no difference to how we've attacked Toy Story and all the films in between up to WALL-E.
Right, and now Up, you know, the next one's coming out. An elderly man and a boy kind of flying.
It's unique to each of the filmmakers. This is not committee driven. It's not studio driven. It's not brand driven. You wouldn't expect certain qualities to have to be in. You know, name a filmmaker: Scorsese, Coppola, Spielberg, and we have Pete Docter, Lee Unkrich, Brad Bird. They make the films they want to see. So each of these films are going to be unique to their thumbprint, their cinematic thumbprint.
Excellent. Thank you.
So great.
One last one over here.
Andrew, you've said before that you don't like to categorize films.
Yeah.
The movie is a movie. How do you feel about the animated film category?
You mean the films that are in it, or the category? I've had to answer this a lot, and I've said it's bittersweet. It's nice that the category exists because there's an assumption that there's going to be quality films every year that are animated. So in that sense, we must be doing our job right because there's that expectation. So in that sense, it's nice. But on the other sense, when we make these films every single day, we're looking at it just as a film. We're not looking at it through the lens of the medium. And so it's been treated, and we've held ourselves to the bar of any of our favorite films, and they're not always animated. And so it's nice to also be respected in that category. So it's sort of both sides. It's a real duel.
Last one.
Well, first, two questions. One is, they don't usually say daring about an animated film, and people kept saying, oh, does he dare? And what would WALL-E want to collect from tonight?
I don't know. WALL-E would never know exactly the proper use for things. So if he had this, he probably would, I don't know, turn it upside down or use it as a doorstop or who knows. But he would never use it for the proper reason. That's what's so charming about him. And I already forgot the first part of the answer. Yeah, well, I hope that gets said more and more often, frankly. I would hope that would be said about any film. So, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.